GMX66 here, and this is a live broadcast about brought to you by YouTube. I'm going to tell you guys about a story I've been working on in my head. It's Black Clover with a little side of Bleach, so I hope you guys enjoy it. There won't be any characters from Bleach, maybe or not. It depends. Um, I'm trying to get these videos out and try to complete them without interruptions. But it's going to be hard with the house I live in right now. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my version of the Black Black Clover series. It will diverse off to a different alternate universe side of it things because I'm not well equipped with the whole Black Clover thing right now. I'm way behind. I feel so ashamed. But anyways, this I know the beginning part just fine. It's the ending part I can't get. We don't have very good internet out here, so and Bleach is one of my most favorite, and I know a lot about it. So let's get to it. As we see a toddler, no older than 5, sitting in front of a church with a baby in his arms. They would think they looked alike. One had ash gray hair and is stitched in his clothes said Asta, but the boy who had was holding the baby was named Shiro, and the baby that was sitting next to Shiro was who he was rocking back and forth to calm him down was named Yuno, and Yuno has gray hair, or not gray hair, black hair. My bad. As he knocked on the preacher's door from stopping shaking Yuno's crib or crib basket, whatever. The priest comes up and says, may I help you, young one?" "Yes, sir. It's a little chilly out here, but can we come in and get some warm? I just got here with these two kids. We're out here in the cold, so I decided that I'd come in with them." He said, "Okay, okay, that's fair." So as Shiro brought little Asta in, and the preacher brought in little Yuno, and they were in Hodge Village, of course. As little Shiro was trying to remember how he got there, he was knocked out before he knew where he was at. He was in the human world. He knew that for sure, but he didn't remember little things like why he couldn't remember what happened to him. Like I said, he's about 5 or 4 years old, so he should remember what he was up to since then. So as Shiro was trying to go to bed, he got this crazy nightmare, or not nightmare, but a crazy dream. He was in a moon world with a building, kind not like Ichigo's inner world, but almost similar. And it's not filled with water or anything. It's got a clear sky, but with some clouds over the moon, with the lunar eclipse in the background, almost lunar eclipse. Now that part plays into the Bankai part, but I will explain that later. He sees this humanoid-looking person, but with dragon gauntlets, greaves, and what looks like dragon armor. So as this person comes out, "Who dares? Oh, it's you, my master. Are you worthy of hearing my name yet? You look a little young." What do you mean, mister? I, I don't know where I'm at. I'm only 5. So he doesn't. Oh, sorry. I hurt my dog by accident. Um, so it seemed they made him lose his memory a little bit. So the Zambakto spirit told him about some things. The kid was still looking at him kind of confused. like state as he was walking to the child who was tearing up at how his life was that he was the only Soul Reaper left in the whole world, or Seriate, I should say. The Quincy's had one, but he was the last noble birth of the Ryujin clan, which is known for their dragon blades. And make no difference, his blade is one of the strongest lunar blades. Ichigo has Zangetsu, which is Moonslayer. My character has Rugetsu, means lunar dragon. I hope that makes pretty sense. The lunar dragon really takes care of the boy. I think that's what it means, at least. I'm not very good at Japanese, but that's what it looked like on Google Chrome or Google Translate. So, all right. So as he told him his name, but the kid still couldn't hear it. He was 5. He was not ready for combat yet. He wasn't ready for the world of magic and for his powers to burn bright again. Then the dragon sighed, "You will be ready when the time comes. But don't worry, we will see you again. Oh, and don't tell anybody about this meeting. You got that, kid?" "Yes, whoever you are, Dragon Sir." You don't know how right you are about that dragon, dude. And with that, the dragon dude disappeared. Now, this part's going to get a little weird. "So, kid," kid turns around and sees another person. "I'm supposed to be your heroic spirit. Or not. Damn it, I gave it away. I'm supposed to be your archer spirit. I was supposed to be Yuha Bach, but I kicked his butt and took his place. Name's Archer. I don't know. I don't know Shira Imuru, Shira Emiya's voice. So I'm just going down the slang tang. Anyways, I'm just being funny about it. Okay, guys? But just with his voice. He's not going to be part of the series at all. He's just there to train him in archery and swords fighting a little bit. By all means, that's all he's going to do. So, after a couple of rounds of shooting arrows and getting bullseyes after bullseyes, the kid was very smart for a 5-year-old. He predicted the wind trajectory and was able to utilize his magic circuits and what was it called? And his spiritual pressure and use blunt vein and blunt altair. But he wasn't very good with summoning a bow like the Quincy's do. So he can only do it with projection magic. So that's the only magic he's going to have. He can't really use it to fly on a broom. At least I don't think that's happened before. But so as he was still dreaming this, he felt like he's stronger though. He's stronger bond with these people. But then this one thing really freaked him out. It was not a human per se, or wasn't him at all. It had a mask on, and it was pretty rather cool mask. It had horns. Hang on, let me get a full face. It had horns that kind of like how Ichigo's went go like that. His horns go to the back like a dragon horns, and he's got the hollow teeth that kind of turn into jagged dragon's teeth. But he looks humanoid, but he doesn't look, you know, too much of a dragon. Just his mask. Once he takes it off, this kid looks, and it's not a kid, but he's a kid to me. I'm 26. Looks exactly like his his clone, or the clone version of him, but if he was older. "Who are you, mister?" "I don't have a name. Whatever you want to call me, just go with it. I'm going to call you, what should I name you? What should I name him? I thought of a cool name before, and then it was there, tip of my brain. Drake. There we go. Your name is Drake. Drake Ryujin. It's the only thing I could think of in the short amount of time I have. Drake Ryujin, huh? I like it. Drag basically dragon god. Huh. Interesting. So I hear you want to learn your powers, but you won't learn mine until you learn Mr. Grumpy Gills over there. Yes, his hollow is um part well, let's see here. Part Sunbakto and part hilarious. He has feelings, he has his own heart, he's got his own body, and he doesn't need to eat any souls to stay alive. For some reason this hollow was a good hollow. And there's not many of those in Waco Mundo. When I say not many, I mean literally not many. But he was so powerful when he was created that by having others so or not so by having other around cars and sorry, I'm getting burned. Having around cars and what are they called? Vestidores be mixed together and made him. But he was sealed into he was sealed into a body, and yes, the kid was his body. So, but the hollow took the form of him, but he didn't want his body. He was a good hollow, and nobody could understand why. But he was a very strong one. So once Grumpy Gills, he calls him, which would be Rugetsu. This is Drake Ryujin, his hollow side, which is a good sign of having a connection with your hollow. So, as a shoot, okay, as soon as this happened, he woke up from the hollow pushing him out of his inner world. It was daylight time, and he wasn't sweating. He was like, "I know those guys, but why did they make me practice archery that whole night in sword fighting?" Oh well. 15 years later, I'm doing the time skip.
Get out of his lap.
I tried pushing him off.
Get down.
Down, chainsaw.
Go lay down. Lay down. You better lay down.
Thanks, Ben.
All you're doing is be firm with it and you'll move.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. So 15 years later, Shiro, Ryujin, and Yuno and Asta are all outside with Yuno and Asta trying to propose to Sister Lily. As for shits and giggles, he does it every now and then. He kind of mellowed out when Shiro came into the family, even though Shiro's older than Asta and Yuno, but he still considers them brothers, like they do in the anime and manga. But Asta and Shiro seem like they know each other more than Yuno does. So Yuno doesn't really have a connection with Shiro because he doesn't like Shiro doesn't really like Yuno that much. Come on, Sodi. Thank you. He doesn't trust Shiro too much because not Shiro. He doesn't trust Yuno too much because he hasn't done anything until not recently to start changing his ways. But Asta and Shiro they were born without magic. But then one day they discovered something about themselves. And they were training in their under the skull where they usually train at. They found a power within, or Shiro did. He could feel power, but it was not magical, but very, very anti-magical. So he told Asta about it. He said, "Do you think that could be my magic? Anti-magic?" I'm like, "It's my best guess, dude. I mean, I feel my own power, but I don't understand it really. What do you mean? Watch this." As he puts his arm out, he creates a bow out of projection magic from his circuits without hurting him. So as he drew back his arrow and killed the bird. Bye bye.
Bye bye. You let me bring something back to you?
Yes, sir. How was it? Double cheeseburger, or just single cheeseburger, ketchup only. Uh, Mozzarella sticks, and ask mom if I can have
A double cheeseburger and mozzarella sticks.
and a Mountain Dew Zero, please.
Yeah, we see.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Ben. You got somebody following you.
What?
You got somebody.
I see him. Back up, lay down. Go lay down.
All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's food time. Well, it's getting to food time, so this is why I'm doing this now. So as they were training, and Asta find out he had anti magic as his magic, but he couldn't tell anybody about it because shit. He couldn't tell anybody about it because who would believe him? Like, why would you not have magic but have anti magic? And what Shiro Ryujin told him, he has a he has abilities where he could create some weapons, but he doesn't do it because he doesn't feel like it's right. But he could give it to other people, and then they can use it for protection or whatnot. But he had a sneaky suspicion he can copy other things into his arsenal. He also learned from Shiro Emiya's ghost. What was it called? What was hidden or unlimited blade works from Reality Marble, but he doesn't use it. He doesn't want to use anything but his Zanbakuto until he gets permission to use it. And let me tell you, he's getting closer to using his Zanbakuto. Now, here goes off a couple more years into the future, but after they find out who Asa's magic was and how Ryujin or Shiro Ryujin got his magic, and this another thing happened a couple years later. A group of mercenaries were trying to attack the village, and Shiro had enough of these pointless mercenaries trying to kill their village and try to steal money from or crops and all this good stuff from them. And they had nothing but jack, and they couldn't do nothing but jack crap about it. And so Shiro was so pissed off, he got really mad, and then he was in his inner world. Do you want power to save your friends? Well, yeah. I wish to have power to protect everybody. It sounds like Ichigo, but he's not. I wish I could make those fools perish, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it right now, but I do want them to get what's coming to them. Even though if it means I have to kill them, I will do anything in my power to protect my village. Oh my god, I sound like Naruto. No, not that. but you get what I'm trying to say. So, how about we exchange what we talked about when you were about a toddler, around 5 years old? Can you hear my name? I am Rugetsu. I am your blade. I am the sword that cuts through the moon. I am the sword that shines in the lunar eclipse. When the blood moon rises, the blood shall fall. And so on and so forth. I can't remember the whole monologue thing, but it was pretty cool at first. So, yes, Lunar Dragon or Rugetsu, the Lunar Dragon blade, was very interesting weapon because he could channel spirit energy and the magic circuits he learned from his uh down chainsaw. He learned from his uh the spirit that he had in him, the heroic spirit of Shiro Emiya, or Archer as he goes by. But he, on the other hand, what was it? He, on the other hand, had another thing. He was glad that he learned all these tricks and stuff. But since he could make swords, chainsaw, stop it. As he learned all these things, he learned how to create his own zanbakuto with an Asushi like state. So once he created it, he put his hand on it, and his soul energy went skyrocketed everywhere. And everybody felt it too. Nobody was safe from this spiritual power as it slammed down on them. Even nobody. When I mean nobody was safe. But once the feeling started to lift off the civilians and the other good people, only the bad people were getting smushed and smothered by the spirit pressure and basically getting hard to breathe, and they're like, holy crap, whoever doing this, I don't want to fudge with them. Then they see a little 13-year-old boy with a sword at his side saying, I'm going to kill you all for hurting my friends, for threatening my village, and for stealing our food. I will bring justice to this. Rugetsu. And that was it. All hell broke loose when he said that. His spirit energy went through the roof, and not even Soul Society could tell what the fuck was going on. As he was ready for whatever war he was with these mercenaries, ready to kill him at any point. But they were blinded by the light. So and once the light was gone, he had gauntlets of his Zanpakuto, and he had that same sword his Zanpakuto had. It's basically Ichigo's Bankai, but it has wings, bat wings on the back of the edges, and it has mm, it's like a blood red blade with a white shiny tip or shiny edge, and that's why it's called lunar dragon. But it does way more cooler stuff. What the hell had happened here? The mercenaries look like they shit themselves. And then this is what he said: I'm going to destroy you all. Opens his eyes. He puts his sword by his side, channels a little tiny is it Ryutsu or Reishi? I can't remember which one. And it was done. It was one of the. It was ability that Shishiro and Rugetsu told him how to use. He forced his feet with a magic circuit so he could go faster, and in his eyes so he could see through tunnel vision. And he's got a list goes on. So now he's slicing through these mercenaries one by one and after another. And next thing you know, all the mercenaries are dead. All their food products are saved. And next thing you know, we see a little kid on the ground with his knees and his hand to his eyes, crying his eyes out. The first one to consult him was Asta. Bro, are you okay? I killed them all. I killed them all. I'm a monster. And then his sword came out of his mind. You're not a monster, my young friend. You were just feeling what was right. And if you weren't for that, most of these people would not be here right now. You should be proud of yourself. I am glad to call you my master. For that massacre and for you not going insane, I am worthy to be in your hands. And with that, he went into the Zanpakuto, and it stayed like that for the rest of the time. Even though he can control his Ritsu, he rather prefer to be stayed out, so he knows the power he has. Wait till you see the Bankai, or I tell you about the Bankai is. It's going to be pretty cool. So, that's the end of chapter 1. So chapter 2, we go back to the part where Asta is going to marry Sister Lily, but she's like, "Oh, Asta, that's a good thing, but I'm a woman of cloth." Yeah, no, I just wanted to do it for shits and giggles. I haven't done it for a long time. I I've changed. I gotta find me a woman out there one day. I love Asta, but he's got to get. I'm just like I said. This is an AU universe, an alternate universe where he's not the same as us in the other universe. He's a little smarter, but not that smart. So comes up, tries to say, "Hey, Asta." Not like that. Hang on. Let me. Yeah, Asta. Can you dry these clothes? Oh wait, you can't. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Yes, on is a dick, a big dick. He let his power get to his head. I wonder if he knows a certain emo boarding ninja. Huh. Let's find out later. In my book, I don't really care for at all, but I do like Asta a lot. He's freaking funny. Anyways, so Asta was getting pissed off that the freaking is being a show off again, and nobody knows this, but um little Asta has figured out a way to channel his dark energy or his anti magic to make him stronger and combat magic through his body without his swords because he doesn't have them yet. And oh boy, this is gonna. Let me tell you something. It was pretty funny how I did it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it later when you get to the fight with the chain user. It's gonna be awesome. So after after a long time of training with Asta, both Shiro and Asta were just taking a break, drinking their power juice, whatever. And they're like, "Man, aren't you glad we don't have magic so we don't have to be like an area of fools like they are?" I mean, Sister Lily doesn't do the stuff that in the church does. Yeah, I know. But the priest is pretty okay. He knows that he knows what's good for us, but I think we're going to get a grimoire tomorrow, but in a different way. You and your future predictions, Brandon, or Shiro. Oops. Shiro, why do you always see the future? I don't know. It just happens. But I can't tell you because I don't want to ruin the timeline. It was one of the gifts I was given and told not to tell anybody. I just said we might get one. I don't know if we are or not. Even though in his mind, yeah, we're getting one, but I can't tell you what kind of, or else Destiny would be pissed at me kind of deal. So as they were walking back to the priest, or not the priest, to the church, Sister Lily was looking at them worried. Don't worry, Sister Lily. He got it out of his system. Oh, she's like, oh, good. I was worried about you two. And don't worry about us. We're fine. We're two grown teenagers, man child. As he points over to Asta. Hey, just joking, man. I know. I'll meet you inside. I gotta talk to Sister Lily. All right, Sister Lily. Do you remember the day I kind of killed all those bad guys for stealing our food and stuff? Yeah. What about it? I found something interesting in there, and I couldn't bring myself to tell it to you, but it was bad. I I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. What is it? He pulls out a scroll. It's an old scroll, but it's not a very good one, and it's for Asta. I don't know if I should give this to him or not. It's a scroll about what's going to happen, and I can't give it to him right now until he gets his grimoire, if he ever gets one. But I can't let you read it either. Only I was able to read it because of my parentage. So he puts it away. I'm sorry, Sister Lily, but I can't give you that paper and let you look at it. I'm forbidden to until the time is right. It's it's my fault for opening it in the first place. What do you mean? Only since I see the future. Even when I was a young baby, I know I saw things differently. Like how everything would play out, I just kept my mouth shut, or else the time would be changed. But I'm just telling you this so that way you don't ask Asta or tell Asta that what I have for him. Please keep it a secret until it's tomorrow when we get our grimoires, okay? All right, I will. Thank you, Sister Lily. You're so cool. He hugs her and goes inside. You are the best person I've ever seen in my life. She laughs. And then they go inside and have a delicious dinner. As the priest saying, you know, is going to be the greatest. He's going to be the hope of our church. Yeah, he's drunk, but he's because it's Asta. Or, you know, he can't, he's getting drunk because he can't, he's praising, you know. He really wants to praise Asta and Shiro, but he can't. This whole village is picking on them too for not having magic, or they do have magic and they're keeping it secret. But tomorrow is the big day for them, and that is the day. Now it's the day. It has become the big day. As everybody filled into this little wizard tower thing for grimoires. Out of nowhere, Asta gets the four leaf clover shiny grimoire. Yuno's or Asta's book comes flying through the window, hits him in this chest. I, being the sneaky brat I am, use Lunar Rugetsu's one of the abilities and slow down time just a tad to slip that paper in that slot and turn turn back to normal. Oh wow, I got a grimoire too. Where did that book come from? Everybody looked, and then they saw like a hole in the freaking uh sh- um window behind them. And they're like, "Holy crap!" And then all of a sudden, silver, black, and red, and white, or silver, black, red, blue. No, silver, black, red, and gray were all flying towards uh Shiro as they all formed into one book. The magician eyes widened. It can't be. Everybody looked at him. What? He's got the multiple magic book of dragons. Yeah, I know I'm going to use my sword, but what about if I get my sword knocked away? How about some taijutsu, huh? Or martial arts of the dragon way? Yeah, I thought that was cool at least. But this magic is not very common, and you have to have a special type of power to use it. This guy has it. You have to have a special type of magic. That's why nobody can sense his magic. It's so potent, we can't sense it. Everybody looks at me, huh? Well, that would make sense. So why do I have multiple dragons on my book? It says that each dragon on the Clover book would give you the power of whatever dragon you imagine. It's said to have all basic elements, and you could create elements from the sub element into sub elements, and so on and so forth. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I put it in my pouch. Just then, a guy with a chain tried to steal my book. Thank God for my lightning reflexes, Shiro said, and the chain was cut to pieces. The guy looked at his chain. Holy crap! You were able to cut through my chains. How the hell did you do that? My blade's sharper than any kind of magic you could possess. Now, if you don't stop, why do you have the four-leaf clover book? Because I'm going to sell it on the black market. All right. I might not like but you don't mess with my family. Asta, you ready for this? He pulls out a ginormous sword. He hasn't wielded it yet, but he knows what's going to happen. We just need one swing, and that's good for him. So, Asta, stay behind me. I'll rush in and do as much damage as I can. Then you go in and slam that dull blade against his shoulder blade and knock his ass out. You got that? I got you, bro. And like that, they were gone faster than the speed of rock falling. They came up behind the guy as the guy had multiple blood splattering out of him. Not major vital points, but still a lot of blood. I think you cut him up too much. Yeah, I think you slammed him too hard. And they both looked at him and like he's twitching, like he's from pain, and he just passes out. Yeah, I think we did a little too much there. We gotta control our power soon. So as they were walking back to the church, and Father Osai and the old man from the cathedral were talking. They were talking about Asta's book and Shiro's book. So as they were getting ready to talk about it, they felt the presence of that same book. Excuse me, coming to them. But this one was different. It felt much older and more. Uh oh. The door came busting through the room. Where is my baby? This woman was not really his mother, but it was his adopted mother before she had to leave him behind. Yep, she's a dragon too, partly. Your baby's just fine, ma'am. But who are you? I am Elementia. I am the element dragon goddess, and I also have the power to help the help people pass on. God created me to help those other gods in power. Now, where's my son? His name is Shiro Ryujin. His last name was Shiro Kurosaki, but I changed it to Ryujin because he couldn't stand his last name. He couldn't stand it anymore, being surrounded by his brother and his family, treating him like garbage. Yes, like I said, alternate universe, different outcomes. Ichigo was there's this part where Ichigo beats the crap out of Shiro. And then there's another part where Shiro is being dragged by car, no less, through the streets. But thank God for his hollow powers, or else he would have looked fucked up at the stops where they would stop at. Now he had a rough life, but he never let it get to him. He found a better life here, even though it wasn't that bad. So she came once she found out one of her grimoires found her son. So after that, they told her what happened. She smiled. My son has mates. Oh, I'm so happy. I can embarrass him. I get to have grandchildren. Blah 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 blah. All the men are like, he is so screwed. The kids are spoiled for sure. Yep, he is done for. What was that? Nothing, ma'am. That's what I thought. Still got it, she said in her mind. So as Shiro was finally finishing up walking with the girls, he went home and found his mother. Wait, hold up. My mother? He scrubbed his eyes. Mom! Even though it's his adopted mom, he ran and jumped and hugged her so tight that she almost cracked her back. Son, you're hurting me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. Where have you been? Busy. Where have you been? I've been stuck here, but I like it here. I know. I'm just here to say that I'm going to be here for a couple weeks since time flows different here than it does in your world. You're going to have a lot of free time. Yes, I know, Mom. So, how's Dad doing? Your new father? He's all right. I'm very proud of you, my boy. You got the dragon clover that I left in this world. It will guide you to the right path. And now us, the kid is gonna be your best friend. I can't believe it. You have a best friend with one of the coolest characters I saw in my world. Wait, you no, just his original timeline, not this timeline. I know it's altered for you, but it's not the same. His timeline, he has it worse than you, my son. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. He gets picked on because he has no magic, and when he does use his anti magic, everybody just thinks, oh, he's just using some kind of ability or blah blah blah. But that's besides the point. So we're going to train you later at when you get to go to the stupid freaking tree. So we got a month to prepare you for training. As soon as she said that, a humongous house appeared, door open, she closed it. Next 10,000 years. Not literally, only a month outside. 10,000 years in there. He comes out looking the same, mentally smarter than 10,000-year-old purple people. So yeah, he's really freaking smart. He knows how to technician and all that good stuff. So now he's going around the ship, fixing everything. But then something happened. Something bad happened. It's the final boss fight. And as everybody knows, the final boss fight is the horrible one. So Naruto kind of Anyways, I need to. This is gonna be a video of bye bye, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm getting a little tired right now. Bye bye. Whew,